Welcome to today's matchup. Second game back after a trip out east to a tournament in Markham, Ontario for your Icemen. Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, 2026 as your Icemen taking on the South Zone 701 Oil Kings from Millwoods B Arena. Millwoods Recreational Center in Edmonton, Alberta. So with the win last game by your Icemen now sit tied for third in the league with 14 points. Record of 7-4. Goal differential of plus 14. And the visiting South Zone 701 Oil Kings sit with a record of 5-5, 10 points, with a goal differential of -9. Last night's action from our Drawson had South Zone 701 Oil Kings falling to the Stony Plain 701 6-2. Previous games for the Oil Kings had them losing 8-0 to Sherwood Park 702 and 6-1 to South Zone 702. So the Oil Kings only producing 3 goals for within the last 3 games. So your Icemen will look to capitalize early against a weaker Oil Kings team. Look to be 13 skaters and 1 goalie for the Oil Kings. So your Icemen looked up a full roster here tonight. Everyone back and available. Your Icemen can push the pace. They will look to wear out South Zone 701. And scoring statistics in the league have your Icemen at 1, 3, and 4 in the top 5 of scoring. Calder Porosny, 27 points in 11 games. Brady Weeks at third with tied for second, actually, with 21 points in 11 games. And number 20, Jorah Baines, 19 points in 10 games. Player to watch for the visiting South Zone 701 Oil Kings, number 22, Brett Fedorowicz, 9 goals, 7 assists for 16 points in 10 games. So we'll keep an eye on Fedorowicz throughout this game. As well as number 25, Blake Lewis, 8 goals, 4 assists through 10 games of play. So after today's game, your Icemen will be back on the ice for practice Tuesday and Friday evening before taking on St. Albert 701 at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday from the Confederation Leisure Center. St. Albert also sitting near the bottom of the league, just above Beaumont. Warm-up almost complete here. Still waiting for the officials to grace the ice. So into the final 2 minutes of warm-up here now. So your Icemen lost on the ice on Thursday in a 7-2 convincing win over Northwest 701 at Terwilliger Arena B. And that saw your Icemen outshoot Northwest 701 57-33 in the game, going 1 for 3 on the power play and holding Northwest 701 to 0 for 4 with the man advantage. Big game for the line of Weeks, Perosny, and Baines, who combined for a total of 14 points in that game. Brady Weeks with a hat trick. They go along with 2 assists for a 5-point game. Perosny with a goal and 4 assists, and Jorah Baines doubling up with 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points. Alex Ferris also with 2 assists, and Andrew Smith with a goal, and Carrero, Carrier, and Binder with 1 assist apiece. Let's not forget about Kane Jourdain. Stopped 31 of 33 shots for a .940 save percentage in that win. So we'll look to see Denver Perkis between the pipes here for your Icemen. Number 35 will be back in net. Final 30 seconds of warm-up in this game. The officials now on the ice. In which I see 2 referees but no linesmen at this moment, so we might just run with 2 referee system. We shall see. Usually it's 1 referee and 2 linesmen. So we'll see if the Icemen can come back out with a vengeance in the first period like they did against Northwest 701, outsshooting Northwest Zone 23-10 in that first period last game. Shots even in the second at 14 apiece, and then the third on the gas again. Shots on goal 20-9 in favor of the Icemen, and where they scored 4 goals, 3 unanswered, to solidify the win. We do have 1 minor lineup change, as Eric Colomb will be wearing jersey number 5 this evening. So there might be once or twice when I delay and as I process who number 5 is. But besides that, all your Icemen, like I said, back in the lineup and available for tonight's matchup versus a visiting South Zone Oil Kings. We'll see who the starting goalie is for the Oil Kings here. By default, it's going to be Jake Bedouin starting in net for the Oil Kings, as they only have 1 tender available today and on the roster. So the line of Gwinnett, Sawyers, and Knapsick back out here. Good to see Tyson Knapsick back in the lineup. Ill last game, had to miss last game, as did Eric Colomb, who was away. So your Icemen back in action here, and we're underway as Homulus back to pick up the puck. Surveys his options. He'll kick it up and just handcuff Sawyers. That'll be down the ice for the first whistle of our game. Gwinnett in to take the draw to the right of Perkus. Face-off win. Sawyers kicks it over to Knapsack. Knapsack tries to chip it up along the near boards. Picked off by Gwinnett. He'll gain the zone 1-on-3. Gwinnett in, forehand, backhand, back to its forehand. Just hits the post. He rung iron there on the short side on Bedouin. Turned over. A quick shot by Sawyers sails over the net. Picked up at the point and held in as Ferris dumped. And the puck up and into the roof of the low arena. So we'll have a face-off back in the Oil Kings zone. Weeks in to take the draw. Weeks, Baines, and Porosny back in action here as a line. Good job by Carrero to protect the puck, and he'll flip it into the Oil Kings zone, pressured by Porosny. Forces the defenseman to kick it up. Forced turnover by Weeks, and he kicks it from his skates up to his stick and sails that just over the glove of Bedouin. Oil Kings pick it up the boards. That's held in momentarily as Carrero pinched down. Worked back up into the neutral zone. Brought in 2-on-1. Centering pass. Just handcuffs the Oil Kings player driving back door on Perkus. Quick up. Centering pass. Back door looking for Baines, and it's fought off by the right pad of Bedouin. Carrier will lob that back into the Oil Kings zone. Vanderham now out here still with Porosny and Baines, the wingers. Brought in. 2-on-3, lobbed to the net. To the right of Perkus, picked up by Vanderham. They'll chip it up the boards, but not out. It's up to the blue line, held in by the Oil Kings. Carrier picks it up, chips it up, left by Porosny, and Binder tries to catch up to that puck as it glides into the Oil Kings zone. Binder stripped of the puck momentarily. Smith forces a turnover, and Binder will give pursuit. Between the legs of Colomb, and it's a break for South Zone. Forehand, backhand, rebound. Great stop by Perkus, who came across and stopped the trailer as Vanderham races into the zone. Smith will drive the lane, fired. Just misses, not held in. Your Iceman will have to regroup here. Binder back to pick it up. He'll move it up to Homulus. Homulus with a quick pass to Vanderham. Vanderham gains the zone, drops it for Binder. Binder, quick shot, fired. Just nicked the pad of Bedouin. Trying to go low on the far side. Binder with the puck again, right out to Vanderham. Or Ferris with a quick shot. Evades Bedouin low under his pad. It's going to be Ferris from Binder. The first goal of the game here for your Icemen. Good job by Binder to find Ferris, who crept into the slot. And your Icemen take a 1-goal lead. Gwinnett, Sawyers, and Knapsack back out here. Homulus off a face-off win by Gwinnett will sift that to the back wall. Good job by the Oil Kings to prevent a turnover there on that breakout. They'll gain center 3-on-2, brought in, fired on net, just up and over the net to the opposite side. Sawyer's able to chip that out down the ice. Icing going to be waved off as Bedouin's out to stop it for his D-man. Set up behind the Oil Kings zone. Try to lob it right up the middle. It's almost picked off by Knapsack. Knapsack tries to force Conrad and does force him to make a pass at the blue line. Turned over back the other way. Sawyers tries to drag it wide. He'll protect it along the near boards. Knapsack picks it up. Looking, centering on his back end, trying to find Gwinnett. He's driving to the net. That's picked up by the Oil Kings. Oil Kings will bring it out and in. Tries to toe drag around foot. Keeps his man to the outside, but great backhand. Perkus able to get a piece of it with his left shoulder. Kick back up to the point. Oil Kings looking to produce some offense here with his zone time. That's hit off the side of the net. Carrero tries to force a turnover on his man. It's brought up to the half wall. Kept in. Oil Kings looking to create here with some extended zone time. Cycle back down low. Out of the reach of Foot. Carrero, Foot, Sawyers. Gwinnett and Knapsack still out here. Forced turnover. Shot into the net, into the midsection of Gwinnett. Gwinnett right in on. Passed it up to Knapsack. Knapsack pounded as he went to the net. No call on the play. Play continued. And the puck inadvertently intercepted on the outlet by Porosny, but trickles right to Bedouin, who will hold on for a whistle. Weeks in to take the draw. He'll win that to the boards. It's picked up by the Oil Kings. Turned over to Baines. Baines right back into the wheelhouse of Weeks. Great pass right back to the face-off circle, and Weeks fired that low on Bedouin, who was able to hold on for a whistle. Weeks, another face-off win, gets it to Baines. Baines chips it down the wall. He'll get it back. Baines protects the puck, centers to Porosny. Porosny back to the point to Carrier. Carrier fired it, tipped on its way. It's stopped, doesn't make its way to the cage. Carrier again finds Baines at the side of the net. He tried to redirect that on net. Weeks over to keep that puck in. It's turned over. The Oil Kings will gather speed out of the zone. Good backtrack by Baines. Forces a turnover, strips his man of the puck. Baines evades a check. Oil Kings just trying to get the puck out of the net here. Carrier fires at it, just grazed the glove of Bedouin and goes wide. Good job by Carrier to pound that back in on net. Baines with the puck tries to center it to Porosny, misses him. Carrier's going to have to hurry up. Good job to keep it in. Porosny back to the slot, to the Baines. Tries to redirect it. The Oil Kings able to pick it up to the blue line. Held it again momentarily, but it's going to get worked out. And Lewis will give chase along with Colombe. Colombe forces his man off the puck, chips it up to the blue line, but no further. Centering pass picked up by Carrier. He'll gather it up behind the net. Kick it over to Giamaroli. Giamaroli out here with Binder and Vanderham. Lob back into the Iceman zone. Carrier will have to hurry up as a man is bearing down on him. Turned over. The Oil Kings get the puck. Vanderham, hard hit on his man. Kick back out to the point. Fired through traffic. Blocked by Giamaroli, and he's off to the races. Giamaroli gathers it up, looks. Backhand to Binder. Binder, backhand, forehand, tries to tuck it around Bedouin. Unable to keep it, but a great pass by Giamaroli to set up Binder. Binder will lob that back in off the glass. It'll rim it around to the below the goal line. Ferris was in pinching, looking to gather that up. He'll release back into his defensive position with his defensive partner, Homulus. That's chipped off the glass on the far boards. Homulus will work it around to his D partner. Right back to Homulus off his stick. The Oil Kings will pick that up. Trying to look for something here. Centers right on the slot. Perkis has it. Puck still loose. Jammed and just skips back up off the stick of the defenseman out of the zone. Great opportunity by the Oil Kings there to tie this game up. And that errant pass by Lewis goes down the length of the ice, and it'll be an icing by the Oil Kings. So end-to-end action here. Good job by Giamaroli to set up Binder in the slot. He was able to get right to the net. Backhand, forehand, and just rolled off the blade of his stick as he tried to tuck it around the left pad of Bedouin, and then the Oil Kings right back down the other way, almost tie things up with a goal of their own. Good job by Carrero to close his man off at the penalty box on his own entry. Foot will give his man a shove. So it's 2 referees, no linesmen for this game. A little different formation than the 4 official system or 3 official system that we usually see. Gwinnett prevented that centering pass. Sawyer's up and gives his man a shot back, and puck chipped to the back wall. Center right in front of the net. Perkis holds on for a whistle as Foot and his man exchange pleasantries behind the net. We'll see if anything comes of it. No penalties upcoming. We'll continue on 5-on-5. 11:58 remaining in this first frame. 1-0 lead for your Icemen. Goal by Ferris. Up to the point, sailed in on Perkus. He'll stop that with a stick and cover it with a glove, and we will do it all over again. Weeks in to take the draw. The usual Baines and Porosny, his wingmen for this matchup again. Passed by Carrier, looking to hit Weeks, and Baines misses them down the ice. Is going to be waved off. Weeks in on the forecheck, trying to force a turnover. Oil Kings able to bring it out of the blue line, but no further. Turned over, almost a 2-on-1. Carrier's got to hustle to get back. Fired on the 2-on-1 short side. Just a unforced error by your Iceman. Create a glorious 2-on-1 for the Oil Kings. Brosny back to Weeks. Got it. Handcuffed Weeks, and he kicked it over to Baines. Oh, what a stop by Bedouin. What a setup. Weeks able to take that, even though he was handcuffed, and redirect it to Baines on the short side, and Bedouin had the answer. Face-off tied up by Vanderham. Giamaroli tries to gather that up. It's picked up by the Oil Kings. They'll chip it into the zone. Homulus will hammer it right back out into the neutral zone. And the Oil Kings give it right back. Homulus over to his D partner Ferris. Ferris looks. Tries to hit Vanderham. He's going to have to regroup. He'll chip it off the boards. Smith takes his man into the boards. Smith will chip it in and give chase. Looking for a 2-on-1 again, are the Oil Kings here, trying to catch the Iceman in transition. Turnover, kept in the zone. The Iceman, good block by Ferris. The Iceman need to get this out. Giamaroli stands up his man who came in to hit him. Vanderham drives to net. Chips it on net. Loose puck down below the goal line. Smith will pick it up and hold it down low, waiting for reinforcements. Smith looks to finish his man in the corner, forces him to turn it over to Gwinnett. Gwinnett picks it up, looks, kicks it to the point to Sawyer. Sawyers fires it. That's off a blocked Oil Kings forward Ross, who had come out to block the shot. Knapsick now pins it in the far corner. 9:48 remaining in the first frame here. Your Iceman able to get in a line change with some extended zone time in the offensive zone, and that's rimmed around the boards but not out. Carrero able to keep that in. Sawyer's trying to get to the forehand to get that on net. Bedouin's able to steer that back behind the net, and it's lobbed all the way down the ice on Perkus. Perkus quick up to Baines. Baines to Gwinnett. Sawyer's to Gwinnett and just offside. So the face-off will be just outside the Oil Kings blue line. One nothing lead still for your Icemen. Though the Oil Kings have had a couple opportunities to try to tie this up. Puck lobbed in to the back wall by Carrier. Baines will give chase. He'll pick it up. Chips it to Brosny. Brosny trying to gather it up. Centering pass intercepted by an Oil Kings player. Selfstone trying to find it. Turned over. Baines to Weeks, and he goes up over the blocker of Bedouin on a turnover in the Oil Kings zone, and it is 2-0 for your Icemen. So I believe it's going to be Weeks from Baines and Porosny. Time of the goal, 11:08 of this first period, and your Icemen are up 2-0. This Weeks, Porosny, Baines line strikes again. Weeks backhand looking for Baines on the back door. Gathered up by Porosny. Porosny back through the seam to Colomb. Colomb fires it into the glove of a waiting Bedouin as Colomb elevated that through traffic on its way to the net, but Bedouin with the answer. Smith, Vanderham, and Binder now out here with Ferris and Homulus. The deep pairing. Face off one. Kick down into the zone. It's turned over momentarily by the Oil Kings. Smith will lob that into the zone and give chase along with Binder. Right up the middle, that's off the shin pad of Ferris, and it'll tumble back into the Iceman zone. Homulus back to pick it up. Little pass to Vanderham, who evades a check. Vanderham will drive in wide on his off wing. Vanderham backhand. Smith gets it right to Binder, centers it just over his stick. Binder picks it up, and it's in the back of the net. It's going to be Binder from Smith and Vanderham. Goals in quick succession as your Icemen extend the lead to 3. So then, again, just offensive opportunities coming off of good passes to trailing players in the slot. And your Icemen able to score again. Eight minutes remaining in this first period. Your Icemen now leading by 3 goals. Vanderham into the slot to Binder. Binder to Smith. Smith picks up the puck. He'll chip it to Vanderham. Just misses him. It's going to be a one-on-one here. Ferris against his man. Fired, looking to go short side. Off the end wall and right back out in front. Perkis able to steer that aside. Tipped on goal. That goes, misses its mark. Centering again. Vanderham will pick it up down low, helping out the D-man. Lobbed on net, tipped, and Perkis able to square up to the puck and get a whistle. But we have some extra bodies flying here after the whistle, and we'll see what penalties come. I believe Homulus took exception to player poking at Perkis after the whistle. I'm guessing that the Oil Kings will be on a power play. This is probably exactly where the Oil Kings want to get the Icemen here now, is draw them into this. And Fedorowicz, the leading goal scorer, is in the sin bin, along with looks like Vanderham, Ferris, and Homulus, I believe. We'll wait for the officials to sort things out here. Obviously, with a 2-referee system, they have to be engaged in trying to break up stuff after the whistle. Unlike in a 3-official system where the referee can allow the linesman to do that while he watches for infractions and takes out his notepad. 7:25 remaining in the first period as these two teams get acquainted, and 2 players sit in the penalty box for the South Zone 701 Oil Kings, whereas your Icemen have 3 in the box. That's Vanderham, Ferris, and Homulus. So it'll be down to 4 defensemen for your Icemen, as 2 will be sitting in the box. So it's a double minor. I believe it's the Homulus, I would guess, for a hit to the head. A double minor at any rate. So looks like Vanderham is getting the gate. Vanderham just going to get some work done on his helmet, making the the players on the Oil Kings bench as well as the fans aware that he is not kicked out. He just going to get some work done on his helmet, though. He was getting the jeers of the crowd on the Oil Kings bench, thinking that he had been sent to the showers 13 minutes into this game. So an extended stoppage in play here. We'll see which team gets their legs under them here again for the remainder of this first period. Your Icemen will be on the penalty kill. The double minor assessed, 4 minutes up on the board. The Oil Kings will look to get back into this game with a power play goal. But unfortunately, they do not have their leading goal scorer, Fedorowicz, on the ice to assist him as Fedorowicz sits in the sin bin after the altercation below the goal line after a stoppage in play. Great stop by Perkis on that shot, by the way, as it was tipped on route to the cage. Perkis able to not only to get square to the puck and stop it, but prevent a rebound. Face off to the right of Perkis. Gwinnett, Weeks, Carrero, and Foot out here to start this penalty kill, and great job by Weeks once again with a face-off win. Forces the Oil Kings to start from back in their own end. 15 seconds off the power play for the Oil Kings already, and that's going to be waved down on the delayed offside on the zone entry. Great job to pressure the puck carrier on that zone entry and force the offside. So just with that face-off win in the defensive zone by Weeks, that took 25 seconds off the clock. And again, another face-off draw win by Weeks, wins it forward to Gwinnett, and Weeks and Gwinnett able to chip it back into the Oil Kings zone. Up to the half wall, Foot pinches down for trying to force a bad pass there. Keddy will bring it in, looking to drop it to a trailer, nobody, so he's going to have to hold it along the near boards. Foot forces a turnover. He'll kick it up the middle to Gwinnett. Gwinnett will chip it to himself and pressure the Oil Kings defenseman, who works it to his D partner, Peyton, and Peyton will move it in to the offensive zone. Now the Oil Kings able to set up momentarily, but then inadvertently slide the puck right to Perkis, who smartly holds on to allow the penalty killers to change out. .252 remaining in the double minor. The Oil Kings power play is Binder in to take the draw. Binder will win the puck to the boards. It's pinned by Colomb. Colomb out here with his D partner, Carrier. Binder and Giamaroli. Binder forces a turnover at the blue line. Binder with a step on the mat. He's going to try to get a shot on net from outside. No, he'll curl back to the boards and protect. Binder will lob it back to Giamaroli, then takes a hard hit. Giamaroli moves it up to Carrier. Carrier dodges a hit of his own as Clark lowered the boom on Carrier. Or Clegg, my mistake. Carrier no worse for wear as he rolled off that. And another offside by the Oil Kings, and they just can't connect to be able to get set up in the Iceman zone. Knapczyk and Sawyers now sub Binder and Gwinnett out. Puck won on the face-off by the Oil Kings. Colomb holds the puck along the boards, helped out by Sawyers. Sawyers picks it up and will chip it down the length of the ice. Bedouin stops that. He'll rim it around the boards to the other side where Knapczyk is waiting. Knapczyk forces the Oil Kings back, though he loses his twig, picks it up again. And a bad pass will allow Foot to pick it up and send it back into the Oil Kings zone. Over halfway through the double minor, penalty to the Iceman. Shot through traffic off a body and careened the other way. Did not hit the cage though. Cologne will pick it up, move it back to Foot. Foot will hold it on the delayed offside as the Oil Kings have to tag up. Good job by Foot to fire it all the way down the ice. Smith now out here with Sawyers at the end of his shift. And Foot and Carrero as that puck by Brennan misses its mark and goes all the way down for icing. So the Oil Kings unable to set up on the power play almost 3 minutes through the double minor. The face-off deep in the Oil Kings zone as Gwinnett in to take the draw. He's out here with Smith, Foot, and Carrero. Puck brought through the center by the Oil Kings. They'll try to rim it around the boards now and give chase, though nobody going for the puck. They will pick it up. Oil Kings now have it set up in the Icemen zone. Oil Kings look fired right on Perkis, and he'll stop that and hold on. No traffic in front of that. Perkis able to see that the whole way and smartly holds on. 39 seconds remaining in the double minor. 3-0 lead for your Icemen as Gwinnett chips the puck forward and Smith able to get it down the length of the ice. Puck up through the neutral zone, brought in by the Oil Kings. They'll look to try something here now with 20 seconds remaining on the double minor. Up to the point, kick back to the half wall, fired for the backside, nobody there to tip it. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty as Gwinnett will pick it up. Gets it just out over the blue line. He'll hold it himself before sending it into the Oil Kings zone. We're back to 5-on-5. So Iceman able to kill off the double minor. Kicked right back up the middle, and that doesn't hit an Oil Kings defense, but it'll go down into the Oil Kings zone on a quick up pass. The Oil Kings trying to gain the zone. They will momentarily before Baines strips his man of the puck and then is hauled down at the Iceman blue line. No penalty on the play. Play continues. Baines will return the favor. Right in on the Iceman. Oil Kings player able to go through the legs of Carrier, retrieve it on the other side and tuck it, I believe, through the legs of Perkis. And the Oil Kings on the board with 2:48 remaining in the opening frame. Looks like Baines inadvertently was assessed an infraction on the play, so your Iceman will be back on the penalty kill. As the Oil Kings don't score on the man advantage, but score shortly after getting back to 5-on-5 to bring them within 2. Weeks gets the puck. He'll send it on the backhand just into the Oil Kings zone. Fired it right in on net by Lewis, and that's held for a whistle. So I'm going to guess that Baines got a 10-minute misconduct. It should have been 5-on-5 as no penalty was up on the board. So maybe without the explanation to the Iceman coaching staff, they weren't aware that it was a 5-on-5. So sent a player out on the ice as quickly as they could to get it back to even strength. So it is a penalty. So it is a 2-minute penalty and not a 10-minute misconduct. They haven't put it up on the board. So I think that's why both teams were wondering if it was a penalty or a 10-minute misconduct to figure out if we were playing shorthanded or even strength. And it is shorthanded. The Oil Kings with the puck in the Iceman zone. Binder, Giamaroli, Foot, and Ferris. Ferris hounding his man in the corner, forces the puck to the wall. Binder will pick it up, turn around, and fire it down the length of the ice. Bedouin stops that and lays it out for his defenseman. Exactly 2 minutes remaining in this opening period. A 3-1 lead for your Icemen as the Oil Kings look to strike again here on the power play. Baines will be out at 48 seconds. Good stick by Foot, chips it back up to the blue line, but not out. 2-on-1 materializing down low. Good job by Ferris to break that play up. And then on the back end, unable to get it out over the blue line. Fired on net as Giamaroli slides over to try to take away the bottom. Perkus able to hold on for a whistle. Carrier, Carrero, Gwinnett, and Sawyers. Penalty kill unit for your Icemen now. Gwinnett in to take the draw. Face-off won by the Oil Kings, who will kick it to the near wall. Clegg will jam that around below the goal, centering pass. Finds a stick and a great stop by Perkus from in close. 28 seconds remaining in the penalty to Baines. 3-1 lead for your Icemen. Oil Kings fire it, just hits the post and clangs into the corner. Good job by Gwinnett to get his stick on that and allow Carrero to pick it up and send it down the length of the ice. Sawyers looking to strip his man of the puck. He will. He's hounded by two players. He'll get it back himself. Sawyers with a puck. Tries to chip it around a man along the end boards. That doesn't work. We're back to even. Baines will pick it up coming out of the penalty box. We're back to 5-on-5. Jorah Baines fires it, and Bedouin into the butterfly, able to smother that in the Oil Kings logo for a whistle. (3-1) lead for your Icemen. 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Face-off won by Weeks. Shot on net by Colomb, and a great tip on the way by either Weeks or Knapsack, who got their stick on it. Bedouin had to be sharp there. 30 seconds remaining in the first period. So puck is worked out to the blue line, not out. Colomb keeps it in. Ilivinacek centers it right to Porozny. Porozny tries to tuck it in. Bedouin dives on his stomach to keep that out. Great job by Bedouin. Almost another turnover there. Knapsack back to cover for Colomb. 8 seconds remaining as Lewis tries to get free. Lewis still with the puck. Poked off his stick by Knapsack. Great job to kick it back out of the neutral zone. And after 20 minutes of play, it is your SWZ701 Icemen 3 and the visiting Oil Kings 1.